Hallo, it's Dumplet here. Here's an item on number theory. James hates writing the number 7 because 7, 8, 9. He starts writing numbers in the good number sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, and so on. 66, 68, 69, and after 69 we have 80 and so on. So as you can see, James will not write the typical numbers that we have in our decimal system. So any number with a 7, James will not write it down. So in the good number sequence, find the 21st term of the sequence. Credits to the Manila Science High School math club for this item. As usual, pause this video if you'd like to give this item a try. But if you're done, let us dive into the solution. Let's take a look at the sequence. So we have this sequence, and technically we're only using the following digits: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9, just because James will not use the number 7 when writing down the numbers. So technically speaking, we have 9 total digits, so we can kind of say that this sequence is very similar to base 9 because it's technically base 9, where in the typical base 9 we have the following digits from 0 to 8. So in the good number sequence, all the 7s becomes an 8, and all the 8s become a 9. And that's technically the only difference between the good number sequence and the base 9 that we have. So maybe we can do something in base 9 first, because we're asked to get what's the 21st number in the sequence. So let us try to get 2021 in base 9. Again, 2021 is a number in base 10, so let's try to convert it to base 9, because that's going to somehow almost relate to the answer, which is the 2021st term of the sequence. To convert 2021 into base 9, we're just going to use the powers of 9 and see how many powers of 9 will go into that. How many powers of 9 does 2021 have? So we're going to dive into this real quick. Now I just wrote 9 raised to 0, 9 raised to 1, 9 raised to 2, and 9 raised to 3, because 9 raised to 4, that's 6,561 already, so that's a little bit too much. So we have these 4 powers of 9. So to get what the base 9 representation of 2021 is, we're just going to see how many times can we subtract 729 from 2021. So that's just like taking the floor, or the greatest integer, less than or equal to 2021 divided by 729. And the answer here is that we can subtract 729 twice. So we have to subtract 729 times 2. That's going to be equal to 1458. So since we can subtract twice, technically 2021, there is a 2 times 9 cube present in the base 9 representation that we're going to do. And afterward, we just do the typical subtraction, and we're going to move on to the next power of 2. So do the subtraction, and we're going to move on to the next power. So we have 563. That's going to be the next number that we're going to use. So 563. We're going to ask ourselves, how many times can we subtract 81? Or what's the floor of 563 divided by 81? And you guys would be able to answer, I can do it 6 times. So I'm going to subtract 81 times 6. 81 times 6, that's 486. Right? I'm just going to subtract and then do the subtraction, and then we're going to move down to the next power of 2. So since I can subtract 6 times, that's going to be 6 times 9 squared. Alright, so we're going to have 77 remaining. So 77 is the next number that I'm going to use. So 77 divided by 9, that's going to, I can subtract 9 8 times, so I'll put 8 here. And then obviously I'm going to subtract 9 times 8, that's going to be minus 72. And I'll just have 5 remaining. And then last question, how many times can I subtract 1 from 5? That's going to be an obvious answer of 5. And just make sure that at the end you're going to get 0. And this is technically going to be an expansion of 2021, because as you can see, 2021, that's technically equal to 2 times 9 cubed plus 6 times 9 squared plus 8 times 9 raised to 1 plus 5 times 9 raised to 0. And technically the coefficient of these powers of 9, that's going to be 2, 6, 8, and 5. These are the digits in the base 9 representation of 2021. And therefore, we can say that 2021 in base 9, that's going to equal, we're not going to call it 2,685, but we're just going to call it 2685 because we're now dealing in base 9. Alright, so that's going to be 2021 in base 9, but we're not yet quite done because that's in the typical base 9, or like the base 9 that we actually use in mathematics. But in the good number sequence, as we can go back here, well, this is the base 9. The digits below belong to the base 9. So, the digits above here belong to the base 9. So, alright, the only difference between the base 9 and the good number sequence is that all the 7 becomes an 8 and all the 8s become a 9. So, going back to the number that we got, so the 2, 6, and the 5, no problems here. They just become 2, 6, and 5 respectively. But the 8 over here, since this is just in the base 9, we have to convert it into the good number sequence. And from what we saw earlier, all the 7 becomes an 8, and all the 8s become a 9. So the 8 here is going to become a 9. So this number, 2,695, that's going to be the 2021st term of the good number sequence. And this will be our final answer. Hopefully you guys learned something new from this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!